Bella Hadid is speaking out after she opened up to her followers about living with a chronic illness. On Thursday, June 25th, the model posted several stories on Instagram in which she shared personal details about a recent flare-up related to her Lyme disease, including a tearful selfie.
For years, Bella Hadid has been celebrated as one of the world's most successful and admired supermodels, admired for her beauty, influence, and seemingly unstoppable career. But recently, a series of troubling developments has left fans increasingly concerned about what may really be happening behind the glamorous headlines. From unexpected setbacks to growing speculation surrounding her personal and professional life, the signs have become difficult to ignore. So, what exactly has gone wrong? And why are so many convinced that things aren't looking good for Bella Hadid? Bella Hadid faces unseen daily pain. Bella Hadid has shared one of the most honest and emotional updates about her health, giving fans a heartbreaking look into what life has really been like as she continues her long battle with Lyme disease. Through a series of deeply personal Instagram stories, the 29-year-old supermodel opened up about the invisible struggles she faces almost every single day. Struggles that many people never get to see behind the glamorous photos and runway appearances. She admitted that finding the right words to describe living with a chronic illness is incredibly difficult because the pain goes far beyond what others can observe. Bella revealed that she constantly battles crushing exhaustion, mental fog that makes it hard to think clearly, anxiety, ongoing body pain, and an overwhelming sense of uncertainty about her health. She confessed that these symptoms can leave her feeling emotionally drained and insecure, making even ordinary days feel like enormous challenges. The model explained that one of the hardest parts of living with Lyme disease is how unpredictable it can be. There are moments when she feels hopeful after trying a new treatment or therapy. She may experience several good days in a row and begin to believe she has finally found something that works. But just when hope starts to return, another painful flare-up suddenly appears, wiping away that progress and reminding her that recovery is rarely straightforward. Bella described this endless cycle as emotionally exhausting, saying it often leaves her questioning whether lasting improvement is even possible. The repeated disappointments have, at times, pushed her into deep loneliness and depression, making her feel isolated from the rest of the world. Bella also revealed that her illness affects nearly every part of her daily life in ways that most people would never imagine. The uncertainty surrounding her condition has forced her to cancel important plans, hesitate over even the simplest decisions, and hide how she truly feels from those around her. Some mornings, she wakes up with anxiety already weighing heavily on her before the day has even begun. She acknowledged that unless someone has personally lived with a chronic illness or cared for a loved one going through it, it can be incredibly difficult to understand the emotional and physical burden such conditions place on a person. Yet despite sharing these painful realities, Bella's message was ultimately filled with courage, hope, and determination. She reminded her followers that healing is rarely a straight or predictable journey, and encouraged anyone facing similar battles not to lose faith. Although she admitted that happiness can sometimes feel out of reach when her body experiences more bad days than good ones, she remains committed to moving forward one day at a time. After posting a tearful photo of herself, Bella later reassured concerned fans that these emotional moments simply reflected the reality she has lived with for nearly 15 years. She thanked everyone for their compassion, apologized for causing worry, and expressed her sincere hope that each new day would bring renewed strength, better health, and brighter moments ahead. What are the symptoms of Lyme disease? Is it a treatable disease? Let's delve into the details of the hidden dangers of Lyme disease. Everything you should know about Lyme. Lyme disease is a serious bacterial infection that spreads to people through the bite of infected black-legged ticks, often called deer ticks. These tiny insects carry Borrelia bacteria, which enter the body while the tick feeds on human blood. Although the ticks are very small and their bites are usually painless, the illness they can cause should never be taken lightly. According to the Mayo Clinic, Lyme disease is most common in the northeastern, mid-Atlantic, and upper Midwestern regions of the United States, as well as parts of Europe and Canada. People who spend time hiking, camping, gardening, hunting, or working in forests grassy fields, or areas with thick bushes face the highest risk because ticks thrive in such environments. One of the biggest challenges with Lyme disease is that its early symptoms often resemble those of common illnesses such as the flu, making it easy to overlook. Signs usually begin between 3 and 30 days after a tick bite. A person may suddenly develop a fever, severe tiredness, headaches, muscle pain, aching joints, or swollen lymph nodes. Many people also notice a distinctive skin rash called erythema migrans. This rash slowly spreads outward from the bite and often forms a ring with a clearer center, giving it the appearance of a bullseye. It usually feels warm, but is not painful or itchy. However, not everyone with Lyme disease develops this telltale rash, which can make diagnosis even more difficult. Without proper treatment, the infection can gradually spread throughout the body over the following weeks. As it progresses, it may begin to affect the joints, heart, and nervous system. Some people develop additional rashes on different parts of the body, while others experience neck stiffness, weakness on one side of the face known as facial palsy, or irregular heartbeats caused by inflammation of the heart. The infection may also lead to nerve pain, numbness, tingling, or weakness in the arms and legs. Even after successful treatment, a small number of patients continue to struggle with lingering symptoms such as arthritis, body aches, ongoing fatigue, and memory or concentration problems that can last for months. The encouraging news is that Lyme disease is highly treatable, especially when it is detected early. The Mayo Clinic stresses that quick diagnosis and prompt treatment greatly improve the chances of a full recovery. Removing an attached tick within the first 24 hours significantly lowers the risk of infection because the bacteria usually need more time to move from the tick into the bloodstream. Prevention is equally important. Wearing long-sleeved clothing and long trousers, using tick repellents containing DEET or permethrin, staying on cleared walking paths, carefully checking your body, clothing, and pets for ticks after spending time outdoors, and showering soon after returning home are simple but highly effective steps that can greatly reduce the risk of contracting Lyme disease. What was Bella's childhood like? Her dreams, family root, and the path that shaped her future? Let's delve into the details of Bella's early life. Bella Hadid's journey before superstardom. Long before she became one of the most recognizable faces in fashion, Bella Hadid's story began far from the glamorous runways of Paris and Milan. Born as Isabella Khayr Hadid on October 9, 1996, in Washington, D.C., she spent most of her childhood growing up in Southern California. From an early age, Bella was surrounded by a unique blend of cultures and experiences that helped shape the woman she would eventually become. Bella comes from a family with a rich and fascinating background. Her father, Mohammed Hadid, is a Palestinian-American real estate developer, while her mother, Yolanda Hadid, is a Dutch-born former model who later became a television personality. Through her father's side of the family, Bella has shared that she is descended from Daher al-Umar, an influential ruler who governed large parts of northern Palestine during the 18th century. Her family also became well known in the entertainment and fashion industries. Her older sister, Gigi Hadid, and younger brother, Anwar Hadid, both built successful careers as international models. Bella also has two older half-sisters from her father's previous marriage. In 2025, Bella and Gigi surprised many fans by revealing that they had discovered another younger half-sister, Aiden Nix. After reconnecting with her in late 2023, the sisters gradually formed a close and meaningful relationship, adding an unexpected new chapter to their family story. Although many people know Bella for her work in fashion, her first great passion had nothing to do with modeling. Much of her childhood was spent on the family's ranch in Santa Barbara, California, where she developed a deep love for horses. Riding quickly became more than just a hobby. It became her dream. Bella trained seriously in equestrian sports for years and hoped to represent the United States at the 2016 Summer Olympics. It was a goal she worked tirelessly to achieve. Sadly, that dream was suddenly taken away. In 2012, Bella, her mother, and her brother were all diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease. The illness made intense training impossible, forcing Bella to step away from competitive horseback riding and abandon the Olympic dream she had pursued for so long. Bella also faced other personal struggles during her teenage years. While in high school, she found it difficult to concentrate and was eventually diagnosed with ADHD. Around the same time, she later revealed that taking medication with appetite-suppressing effects contributed to an unhealthy relationship with food, eventually leading to anorexia. After graduating from Malibu High School in 2014, Bella moved to New York City to study photography at the Parsons School of Design. Although her rapidly growing modeling career led her to pause her studies, she has often said that photography remains one of her greatest creative passions and hopes to return to it someday. But how did Bella Hadid's career begin? What pricked her interest in the fashion industry? Let's dive into the details of Bella Hadid's early career as she moved from an aspiring equestrian to a rising fashion star. Bella Hadid's unexpected path to fame. Bella Hadid's path to becoming one of the world's most recognizable supermodels did not begin with dreams of fashion shows or magazine covers. In fact, her greatest passion growing up was horseback riding. From a young age, she spent countless hours training, improving her riding skills, and preparing for what she hoped would become a professional career in equestrian sports. She was deeply committed to the sport and even dreamed of competing at the highest levels. For Bella, life seemed destined to revolve around horses rather than high fashion. But life had other plans. As she grew older, Bella began struggling with the effects of Lyme disease, a condition that seriously affected her health and energy. The illness made it increasingly difficult for her to continue the demanding physical training required for competitive horseback riding. Eventually, she was forced to give up the dream she had cherished for years. It was a heartbreaking decision that completely changed the direction of her future. What felt like the end of one dream, however, quietly became the beginning of another. Searching for a new path, Bella moved to New York City and enrolled at the Parsons School of Design, where she studied photography. Her interest in photography reflected her creative side, but as she settled into the city, another opportunity gradually began to capture her attention. Surrounded by fashion, art, and creative professionals, Bella found herself becoming increasingly interested in modeling. Curious about the industry, she started building a professional portfolio and attending castings, unsure of where the journey might lead. It did not take long for people in the fashion world to notice her. Bella's striking facial features, graceful presence, and quiet confidence immediately set her apart from many aspiring models. She possessed a unique look that photographers loved and a natural ability to command attention without saying a word. With every photo shoot and runway appearance, she gained more experience, sharpened her skills, and proved that she belonged among fashion's rising stars. Although these early years marked only the beginning of her career, they laid the foundation for an extraordinary rise to international fame. Bella transformed personal disappointment into powerful determination, refusing to let illness define her future. Instead of allowing a painful setback to stop her, she embraced an unexpected opportunity and worked tirelessly to make the most of it. Her remarkable transition from a talented young equestrian whose dreams were cut short by illness into one of the fashion industry's brightest new faces became an inspiring story of resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. It was this combination of strength, hard work, and unmistakable presence that prepared Bella Hadid for the global success and worldwide recognition that would soon follow. At what point did Bella Hadid get the breakthrough? How did she make it to that stage of her life? Let's dig into the details of Bella Hadid's breakthrough in her supermodel career. The breakthrough that started everything. The defining moment that changed Bella Hadid's career came in August 2014 when she signed with IMG Models, one of the most respected and influential modeling agencies in the world. For many aspiring models, joining such an agency is a dream come true, but for Bella, it became the first major step toward international fame. The signing did much more than simply add a famous agency to her resume. It gave her access to some of the biggest designers, photographers, fashion brands, and runway shows in the industry. Almost overnight, exciting opportunities began pouring in, placing her on a path that would completely transform her life. Only a month after signing with IMG Models, Bella made her debut at New York Fashion Week, one of the most important events on the global fashion calendar. she walked the runway for Desigual, a well-known Spanish fashion brand. Although it was just one show, the appearance carried enormous significance. It introduced her to fashion editors, designers, photographers, and millions of fashion fans around the world. The debut proved that she was more than just a newcomer with famous family connections. She demonstrated confidence, professionalism, and a unique runway presence that quickly caught the industry's attention. As 2014 continued, Bella's career gathered even greater momentum. Every new opportunity seemed to lead to another, and her name began appearing more frequently in fashion headlines. Then, in December, she reached another important milestone by landing the cover of Jalouse magazine. It was her first major magazine cover, a remarkable achievement for someone who had only recently entered the professional modeling world. Appearing on the cover of a respected fashion publication signaled that industry insiders saw her as a rising star with enormous potential. That same month brought yet another exciting breakthrough. Bella was featured in Love magazine's famous Love Advent Calendar, an annual project that had become one of fashion's most anticipated traditions. The series highlighted some of the industry's brightest and most promising talents, making her inclusion a clear sign that influential people within fashion believed she was destined for greater success. The feature attracted even more attention from fans, designers, and luxury brands, helping her reputation grow far beyond the runway. Looking back, these accomplishments were only the opening chapter of a much bigger story. Her partnership with IMG Models, successful Fashion Week debut, magazine covers, and early editorial projects created a strong foundation for an extraordinary career. In the years that followed, Bella Hadid would walk for the world's most celebrated fashion houses, become the face of prestigious luxury campaigns, appear on countless Vogue covers across different countries, and earn widespread recognition as one of the most influential and successful supermodels of her generation. What began as a single career-changing decision in 2014 ultimately launched a remarkable journey to the very top of the global fashion industry. Does Bella Hadid already have a family of her own? Is she in any relationship? Let's take a look at Bella Hadid's relationship life. Bella Hadid's journey through love. Bella Hadid's love life has often been just as closely followed as her successful modeling career. As one of the world's most recognizable supermodels, every relationship she has entered has sparked headlines, endless online discussions, and constant media attention. Yet behind the glamorous photographs and public appearances lies the story of a woman navigating love, heartbreak, personal growth, and self-discovery while living under the intense spotlight of global fame. Her first major public relationship was with Canadian music superstar The Weeknd. The pair began dating in April 2015, quickly becoming one of entertainment's favorite celebrity couples. Their romance captured fans' attention almost immediately, with the two frequently appearing together at award shows, fashion events, and red carpet appearances. Bella even appeared in the music video for his hit song In the Night, further fueling public fascination with their relationship. However, their romance was far from smooth. Over the next 4 years, the couple experienced several breakups and reunions, keeping fans guessing about the future of their relationship. Despite repeated attempts to make things work, they officially ended their romance in August 2019, bringing one of Hollywood's most talked-about relationships to a close. After that highly publicized breakup, Bella made a conscious effort to protect her private life. Rather than sharing every detail with the public, she became much more selective about what she revealed. In 2020, she quietly began dating art director Mark Kellman, although the relationship remained largely out of the public eye for months. It wasn't until July 2021 that the couple officially confirmed their romance by sharing photos together during Paris Fashion Week and the Cannes Film Festival. Their relationship lasted for nearly 3 years and appeared stable, but by the spring of 2023, reports revealed they had quietly gone their separate ways. Sources suggested there was no public drama, with both choosing to focus on their careers, personal goals, and individual growth. Later that same year, Bella found love again with champion horse trainer and equestrian Adán Bañuelos. Their relationship attracted widespread attention because it reflected a different side of Bella's life. Instead of glamorous fashion shows and celebrity parties, she embraced horseback riding, ranch life, and the peaceful countryside of Texas. Fans admired how relaxed and genuinely happy she appeared in this new chapter. Although reports suggested the couple briefly split in January 2026, they reunited just weeks later, hinting that their bond had grown even stronger. Perhaps even more inspiring than her relationships are Bella's honest reflections about them. She has openly admitted that she once struggled with setting healthy boundaries and often remained in relationships that were not good for her. Through therapy and personal healing, she says she learned to value herself more, recognize unhealthy patterns, and build stronger, healthier connections. Her journey reveals not only the life of a successful supermodel, but also that of a woman determined to grow emotionally, find inner peace, and create healthier relationships despite living in the public eye. Could Bella Hadid's condition be mildened by her spiritual orientation? Does she have any affiliation to any faith? Let's talk about Bella Hadid's faith journey. Inside Bella Hadid's spiritual journey. Bella Hadid has never hidden the fact that her relationship with faith is deeply personal, and over the years she has spoken openly about the beliefs that have shaped her life. While she proudly identifies as a Muslim, she has also explained that her spiritual journey has never been simple or fixed. Instead, it has been one of learning, reflection, and personal growth. Her honest comments have given fans a rare glimpse into how she balances her cultural roots with her own understanding of faith and spirituality. The supermodel first drew widespread attention to her religious identity in 2017, when she publicly criticized President Donald Trump's immigration policies. During that period, she proudly declared that she was a Muslim and spoke passionately about her Palestinian heritage. Bella also expressed deep admiration for her father, whose experience as a Palestinian refugee became an important part of her family's story. Rather than distancing herself from her background, she embraced it with pride, saying that being a Muslim and being Palestinian were central parts of who she is. At the same time, Bella has been honest that her childhood was not centered around regular religious practice. In a 2022 interview with American Vogue, she explained that although her family identified with Islam, religion was not something they actively practiced at home. Instead, she grew up in a culturally diverse environment where many of her closest friends and even some of her godparents were Jewish. Being surrounded by people from different religious backgrounds exposed her to a variety of beliefs, traditions, and ways of worship from an early age. Rather than creating confusion, these experiences broadened her perspective. Bella has described herself as someone who is very spiritual, explaining that she feels able to connect with people of many different faiths. For her, spirituality goes beyond belonging to one religious group. It is about finding peace, strength, and guidance wherever she sincerely feels that connection. She believes many conflicts arise because people insist that only their own beliefs are correct. Bella has said she does not see faith that way. Instead, she approaches spirituality with openness, explaining that she simply reaches out to whoever is willing to be there for her during difficult moments. Today, Bella Hadid continues to embrace her Muslim identity while acknowledging that her understanding of faith is still growing. She speaks with pride about her Palestinian and Islamic heritage, but also shows respect for other religions and cultures. Her willingness to discuss these deeply personal subjects with honesty has made her spiritual journey both relatable and thought-provoking. Rather than presenting herself as someone who has all the answers, Bella portrays faith as a lifelong journey, one marked by curiosity, compassion, respect for others, and a continuing search for meaning and inner peace. For how long has Bella been struggling with her illness? Why does it seem so hard to get rid of? Let's delve into the details of Bella Hadid's long road through treatment and recovery. Behind Bella Hadid's hidden struggles. For years, Bella Hadid quietly fought a battle that few people truly understood. While millions admired her glamorous lifestyle, dazzling fashion shows, and picture-perfect social media posts, there was another side of her life that remained hidden from public view. Behind the bright lights, expensive designer outfits, and magazine covers was a young woman spending countless hours in hospitals, clinics, and treatment centers, determined to regain her health. Living with a long-term illness meant that Bella's journey was far from easy. She underwent extensive medical treatments, often requiring regular IV infusions, medications, and long treatment sessions that stretched on for hours. Rather than keeping everything private, she chose to be honest with her fans. She shared deeply personal photographs of herself receiving treatment, lying in hospital beds, and connected to medical equipment. These images offered a striking contrast to the glamorous world that people usually associated with her, reminding everyone that appearances can be deceiving. Her openness earned widespread admiration because it showed that even someone who seems to have everything can face serious health struggles. Bella's willingness to reveal the painful realities of her condition helped raise awareness about chronic illness and inspired countless people who were fighting similar battles. Many praised her courage for showing not only the highlights of her life, but also the difficult moments filled with pain, exhaustion, uncertainty, and hope. A major turning point came in 2023 after she completed more than 100 days of intensive medical treatment. Reaching that milestone was an emotional moment. Bella shared the joyful news that she finally felt healthy again, describing it as one of the happiest and most meaningful moments of her life. She expressed heartfelt gratitude to the doctors, nurses, specialists, friends, and family members who stood beside her throughout the exhausting journey. Their unwavering support, she said, gave her the strength to keep moving forward even during the darkest days when recovery seemed painfully slow. Yet Bella also understood that living with a chronic illness rarely follows a straight path. Feeling better did not mean the struggle had completely ended. Her condition has continued to be unpredictable, with unexpected flare-ups disrupting her daily routine without warning. At times, these setbacks have forced her to postpone important professional commitments, step away from major fashion events, and focus entirely on protecting her health. Even so, Bella has remained determined to keep moving forward. Instead of allowing her illness to define her, she has used her platform to encourage honesty, resilience, and compassion. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that true strength is not measured by fame, beauty, or success, but by the courage to face life's hardest challenges with hope, perseverance, and the determination to rise again, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. How does Bella feel about making her illness known to the public? How does she pull through despite the psychological stress of her health condition? Let's dive into the details of Bella's awareness through honesty and resilience. Bella Hadid's inspiring journey through illness. Instead of hiding from the painful reality of her illness, Bella chose a different path. She decided to speak openly about her struggles, using her global platform to shine a light on what it is really like to live with an invisible chronic disease. While many people only see the glamorous side of her life as a world-famous supermodel, Bella has repeatedly reminded the world that appearances can be deceiving. Behind the smiling photographs, fashion shows, and magazine covers has been a long and difficult battle that few could truly see. Through heartfelt messages and personal photos, Bella has shared the emotional weight that often comes with chronic illness. She has spoken honestly about feeling isolated from others, battling depression and anxiety, and dealing with the constant uncertainty of never knowing when another painful flare-up might interrupt her life. These experiences have not only affected her health, but have also challenged her career, relationships, and daily routine. By revealing these deeply personal moments, she has helped countless people realize that they are not alone in their own silent battles. One of Bella's most powerful messages is that healing is rarely a straight road. There are good days filled with hope and progress, but there are also setbacks that can feel discouraging and overwhelming. Rather than pretending that recovery is quick or easy, she encourages people to accept the ups and downs as a natural part of the journey. Her honesty offers comfort to those who may feel frustrated because their own recovery is taking longer than expected. Bella also reminds her followers that strength is not about never falling. It is about finding the courage to keep moving forward, even after repeated setbacks. Her openness has inspired conversations about invisible illnesses, helping people better understand conditions that often go unnoticed because they leave no obvious physical signs. She has become a powerful voice for compassion, encouraging society to show more patience and kindness toward those whose greatest struggles cannot be seen. Today, Bella's story reaches far beyond the fashion world. She has become a symbol of resilience, proving that vulnerability can be a source of incredible strength. By sharing both her victories and her darkest moments, she continues to inspire millions, reminding them that hope, perseverance, and self-belief can grow even in the middle of life's toughest challenges. So, what do you think about Bella Hadid's current health condition? Do you really think she can get completely healed? We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.